Wish TV is proud to honor teachers in Central Indiana
She is an inspiration to all of us.
He's always smiling.
who go above and beyond,
He's done so many things for so many people.
He's inspirational.
making a difference,
He's always taught me to believe in myself and never get down on myself.
Everybody's biggest cheerleader.
and deserving of recognition for their outstanding efforts in
I
education.
love the people that I work with, and to know that I've made an impact on somebody's life, it is truly a great honor.
It's an honor. I love what I do, and the kids are the ones who make it work. I'm like just so taken aback because I love them so much. The fact that, they love me just as much just means a lot. Sorry, you're going to have to cut that part out.
And you are our winner.
Oh, thank you so much.
From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the Golden Apple Awards podcast.
Hi, Hannah Mordeau here. October's winner is Miss Kelsey Sebastian. She's a 6th grade teacher in Decatur Township who always wanted to be a teacher. She still even substitutes in her hometown on winter and fall breaks. So you heard her story last time. The surprise was super fast. She cried. It was really fun. It was awesome. But we wanted to get to know her a little bit better. So I brought Miss Sebastian back here on the podcast. Miss Kelsey Sebastian, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me back.
Thanks for being here. Your story aired last week. How are you feeling? What's been the response?
It has been crazy. I've gotten so many texts and calls and Facebook messages and everything from family, friends, and everyone. It's been amazing. They've all been so supportive, so happy for me. It's just been great.
You were really great when we walked in. It was so fun that you kind of burst into tears right away.
Yes.
Did you know what was going on? Have you heard of the Golden Apple before this?
I had one of my good friends, Mackenzie Cochran, got it last year at Plainfield.
Yes.
So I had heard of it. And then my mom had told me that some people had volunteered me for it and written my name. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then I didn't know anything about it until I didn't know my moms were coming up, nothing. And then one of my students was like, why is there a camera? And I was like, I don't know. And I was like, this could be the only thing that would be happening right now. So I didn't have a clue until everyone started walking in.
That is so funny. Well, they did tell you to get dressed up because what they told you that the state Department of Education was coming. What did they say?
Yes. Yeah, the day before, Mrs. Humphreys had called me and Mr. Shockdown telling us that to dress up extra nice for tomorrow because the state of Indiana Education Department's coming to see how we're doing with our new curriculum, Amplify and everything. And I was like, okay, so got extra plans made and everything. And then I was like telling my students, I'm like, guys, we have to be on it today. So they were all in on it.
I'm sure every one of them was very confused when we walked in. But hey, yes. I'm glad we got to surprise you.
Yes.
Well, the story made it evident and clear. You always wanted to be a teacher. Tell me a little bit more about why that is. Your mom's a teacher. What kind of sparked your interest from a young age?
When I was much younger, I started out school really struggling. I had a speech impediment growing up, went to speech classes. I really struggled, especially in math. And I was always the student that was asking for more help and then started to become very insecure with it because as you get older, it's like, oh, you're dumb if you ask for more help and things like that. So from a young age, I got that help and I realized how much it helped me grow. Of course, seeing how my mom was with her students and always being there with her was amazing. And then actually in high school, I had the chance to, we started this thing called peer teaching and cadet teaching. And so I actually got to go into different classrooms and help teachers with their students. So once I got into algebra, I started loving math actually. So I was in some algebra classes and I helped those teachers with the students in some math labs and then also with English. So I got to do that. And then my senior year, I actually got to cadet teach with a 4th grade teacher who was my volleyball coach. And that's when I really started to love the older grades, like 4th and up. And I got to go in there. I made lessons with her. I was there every single day with her doing something. So that's really when I was like, this is what I need to be doing.
So you kind of always knew this was almost a calling for you.
It really was, yeah. There was really, at one point, my mom's also an athletic trainer. So at one point I was like, maybe I'll do that. But after I had went to where I went to college, Indiana State, I had went there for a summer honors program. Um, and I went for education, and you got to study in the classes with professors and everything for a week and stay on campus. And I was like, this is where I'm going to go to school. This is what I'm going to study. And so I kind of had everything mapped out.
That story you told about it being hard for you initially as a child, do you think that that helps you now as a teacher to understand these kids?
I absolutely do. I feel like I always say I feel like I have a way with like the lower students or the students who struggle more or the ones who maybe have some more behaviors just because like that was me. Not the behavior part, but like I know what it was like to struggle. Um, Being the student who was normally straight A's and then struggling with math especially and even my speech impediment. Those students now I'm like, hey, I understand what you're going through. This is how we're going to work through it. This is how we're going to get past this and you're going to get better.
hmm I'm actually dyslexic and I had a hard time learning how to read growing up. And I've been telling my first grader now, I'm like, listen, mommy, like really, it was hard to read.
Hmm.
And I found that
Right.
hits home with her a little bit to like get on their level and see that like you are vulnerable or you are not perfect. And
Right.
these kids, when I talked to them about you, they were just like, she just gets us and she knows the things that we like, but also you
Yeah.
just kind of understand them on that level of getting to know them. Do you find that that is how you reach them with education?
Yeah, I think so. Since I am a younger teacher, I think that's always helped me because they feel like they can talk to me about more things and that I understand more things. My mom's always told me if the students know that you care, then they're going to learn from you. They're going to love to learn from you because if they don't think you care about them, then they're not going to care to learn from you.
Hmm
So making sure they know, hey, I truly love these students, and I'm like even before I just saw your name on the roster, like you were my student, you're going to be my student forever. Even when you're past, I still talk to my students from the past 2 years. They'll come and see me. So definitely being that teacher that understands the slang or TikTok things helps, but also just being the younger teacher that they know that I care and they know I understand because I was going through it not too long ago.
hmm Obviously, from your story, this is something you've always wanted to do. Now that you're doing it, is it what you thought it would be like, or are there things that surprise you?
I think it's what I thought, but there's so much more that goes into it that you don't think about. Especially even in college, I'm like, I wouldn't even thought about this. Like, we were talking the other day about like even seating charts. Like, it is like an art how you have to put student places that if someone wants to move, then it's like you have to move the whole class. So it's just little things that like you don't think of that make a big difference. Like, you don't think about that or like the hard talks that have to come with it or the hard times of your students going through different things and you can't really do anything to help them in some cases, whether it's at home or here or wherever. And also just like every student's different. So it's like you are truly tailoring everything to each individual student, trying to make sure they get what they need. So it's definitely what I thought it was going to be, but it's also so much more in a good way. Just things you don't really think about when you're not actually in the position.
hmm Being in there, like when you actually see a kid, I would guess when they like get it and they're learning
Yes,
from you, I bet that's a really gratifying
it
experience.
is. Yes.
You're younger, you mentioned, third year of teaching now in Decatur Township.
Yes.
We need more teachers. We need younger people going into this
Yes, we
profession.
do.
Uh, why, what would be your pitch to them? Like, why is this something people should do? Because we really need you guys.
Oh yeah. Yes. I know a lot of people, even when I was saying, hey, I'm going to go be a teacher, and even like former teachers, they're like, well, you're not going to make any money. And that's kind of what everyone looks at is the money point. And I'm like, I can do other things to make more money if I need to. Like, I can do other things. But it's like, I don't feel like any other job is going to give me this satisfaction and the rewards I'm getting from it. Like, I'm going to have these kids forever. I'm going to see them in 30 years or whenever, and I'm going to know they were in my third year class. And I'm still gonna know their names and hopefully they still remember me. It's that bond truly because like I said, like I even had former students' parents who were sharing my thing, saying how deserving I am of it. And I'm like, oh, I miss those kids. So it's like it's it's so hard and we obviously don't get the credit we deserve and the money is a factor for everyone, but I don't think you can put a price on helping these students. And yes, it's hard, and yes, there's very hard days and challenging times with these kids, but truly being able to be here with them every day and seeing them grow, you won't notice it in the moment, but at the end of the year when you look back and you're like this, like I did this, like I was a part of this child getting here, and you look back on where they've come from and how far you've come, it's very rewarding. And I just, yes, it's a whole thing. And um, but yeah, I think just knowing that the passion you have for it is something, and everything else you can do more. You can do more to make more money. You can do more to help yourself in life, but you cannot get these memories back with these kids. And being able to be here with them every day and being, we talk all the time. They're like, you're with us more than your family. I'm like, right, like we are together every day, no matter what. So just being there for them. And sometimes I am the only person they'll hear like, hey, you're doing great, or I'm proud of you, or I love you. And being able to give hugs, like being that person in the child's life, I feel like there's nothing else to compare it to.
I mean, you think about it growing up, like we all remember some of
Right.
our core teachers,
Exactly.
especially growing up. Like I remember Miss T in third grade, Miss Upchurch
Absolutely.
in choir. Like you
Yep.
remember those people. There's such
Right.
an impact on your
Yeah.
life. This you clearly love it. You were talking about other ways to like make money. I had to double check with you that you still go home to Osgood and substitute
Yes.
teach on the breaks.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I did that, started that my freshman year of college because the breaks never lined up, and I'm an only child, so it's not like I'm really hanging with anyone when I go back home. So I always go to the school with my mom, and her secretary at her school is always there. I'm like, hey, if you need me, I'm here. So whether it's like a whole day or if somebody just needs to go home real quick, like I'm always there. So yeah, any break, I'm there subbing. So
That's got to be kind of fun for you and your mom too to like be working together a little bit when you go home.
it is, yeah. She loves me coming there. I get to help her. I get to see kids that I haven't seen in a while. Actually, my fourth graders that I cadet taught with, they're now there. So now they're juniors or seniors. So now
Wow.
I see them and we still talk about things. So it's just like a full circle moment.
That is amazing. I want to go back to kind of knowing the cool stuff, the slang, the
Okay.
6, 7, all that.
Yeah.
Um, why do you think it's important to kind of be interested in what kids are interested in?
Yeah. So I feel like just getting interested in even some of the things, even if you're not truly interested in, even
Yeah.
just acting like it on sometimes,
Yeah,
like
or
even if
knowing
you know
about
nothing
it.
about it. Yeah, even if you know nothing about it, like they're gonna be like, wow, like she really cares. She
Mhm.
understands what's happening. So even just understanding, like, not that I'm on the same TikTok with them and I'm on teacher TikTok and they're on 6, 7 or whatever, but just knowing like a little like, did you see that video of the video game? And so I hear all about that, and we talk about the video games and the new trends and stuff and everything like that. And I think just them knowing like she's not so far from us. She's not like, she cares about us, and she's not just like brushing us off in our different ways and the different things we like. Um, they really like it. So like I even have a wall in the back of my room called the fridge, and they can put anything on it, whether it's pictures they draw or family or like good grade papers or whatever, something they're proud of. Um, just kind of showcase those hobbies and things they like. Um, but yeah, they love it. So I just like getting on that level with them, being like, hey, we're not so much different than you think.
Yeah. What did they say after our surprise?
They were very shocked. They're like, I had no clue what was happening. I was like, did you guys know? And they're like, no. And they're like, we were so confused.
Did they
I was
get to
like, well, I
see
was too.
did they get to see the story after it aired?
They did, yes. It came on about 5 minutes after we get to school. So I had it up and ready. So we all got to sit there and watch it together while they ate their breakfast. So
Oh, good.
they were like, I'm on TV. And they were like, this is my first step to fame.
That is so funny. I always
Yes.
love like hearing what the kids think about it. I'm
Oh,
sure
yes. They
it,
loved it.
it's a total whirlwind, I'm sure.
Yes.
Well, we talked about the need for more teachers, but also in all of this, our parents. I'm new to like,
Yes.
I have very little kids, but I have a first grader, so
Right.
kind of new to like this
Yeah.
interacting with teachers. And
Right.
what do you want parents to know as you've kind of come into this as a teacher? Like, how can we better help teachers?
Yeah, so I think that was one of the things I was most nervous about when I first started teaching was sometimes you hear like horror stories about like parents and stuff and people don't really know how to go about it. I'm super thankful that I've had such amazing parents come through who have been super supportive and helpful, whether it's from buying extra supplies like tissues and sanitizer for us or bringing in extra pencils or even just like messaging, making sure the child's like doing what they're supposed to, like um making sure you are very invested in your child's education is just the biggest point if because that's what I want to. I'm here for your child to help them grow and learn and you want the same thing. And so just working with the teacher to make sure you're doing it. I know my first year of teaching, I was like these parents must think that this year is going to go like awful because I'm a first year teacher going into sixth grade and the parents are amazing. One mom at the end of the year was like, I was nervous, I'm not gonna lie, for a first year teacher and sixth grade, she's like, but this was like, it was better than we could have even imagined. So just, we all want the same thing. We all want the students to grow and thrive and move to the next part. So just having that with them, having that connection, making sure you're reaching out, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, like you said, we all want these kids to do
Yes,
well. Like as a mom, like that's what I want, but sometimes you
right.
don't know what exactly you can do.
Exactly.
Um, how do you hope your story inspires others? Maybe if someone is thinking about teaching or maybe ha doesn't know if that'd be something they want to
Right.
do. How do you hope to inspire others?
I just hope that people see that it's not always, it's not always like the glamour and the amazing surprises that there's hard times, but the hard times lead up to things like this. Like
Mhm.
there's been super hard times throughout this time where I was like, what am I even doing? And then there's times like this where not that being recognized is something that has to happen, but it's good to know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. It's kind of that reflection that I'm supposed to be doing this and this is kind of my reward for it. Um, just to see that, I mean, my students would never say those things, great things to my face. I mean, they're not just going to sit there and pour their hearts out to me.
Yeah.
Also, just seeing that, like, the students are different. They're different how they act with you and everyone else, and just seeing how your students, as long as you care about them and show that, like, they're going to like you. That's the one thing. If the students see that you care, they're going to learn from you, they're going to love you, they're going to remember you. And that's just all I can hope.
Yeah, I feel like your story emphasizes that if you just show a little bit of care, it goes a long way. But clearly, we need more of you in the world, people that really want to do this, really care
Yes.
about the industry, care about teachers. Well, is there anything else that you want us to know about your story or you think is really important to get out there?
Um, I'll say the main thing is that the people who have helped me along the way, there were people who didn't believe in me as much or didn't really want me to succeed. And then the people who wanted me to, they truly put their heart and soul in there for me. So the fourth grade teacher who I helped get that teach for, Tammy Shaw, she is always my number one supporter. She actually has my little cousin right now, Adelaide. So they got to watch her on
Aw.
TV and she showed it and she was telling me how she was getting emotional. Um, I had the most amazing student teacher, host teacher, Katie Long, who helped me through one of the toughest times of my life. And she is the biggest inspiration to me in teaching. She showed me how caring about these students and just coming to school and no matter what, you're here for them because sometimes that's all they have. Um, we still talk and she is such an inspiration to me. And then of course my English teacher from high school, Mrs. Bunnell, she got me into loving English and reading. I remember we would just read these books together and I would just be so engrossed in her and how she was reading and we still talk today. She works at the same school as my mom, so I just got to see her. Um, but I'll say that people are the biggest part. They truly made me want to keep going. They made it so that I could keep going during the hard times. Um, I would not be here without them. They truly pushed me when I didn't believe it myself.
I have no doubt that you are going to be that same person for many more future teachers.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with
Yes.
us, and I really appreciate it.
Yes, I so appreciate it. Thank you so much.
She will definitely be making a big impact for years to come. From Wish TV, I'm Hannah Mordeau. We're going to continue honoring teachers in Central Indiana who go above and beyond to shape students and change lives. So if you have a teacher who deserves to be nominated, please tell me all about them. Just go to wishtv.com/goldenapple. Then listen here to see who our next winner is on the All Indiana Podcast Network.
The Wish TV Golden Apple Awards podcast. Nominate a teacher and learn more at wishtv.com now. Be sure to follow and subscribe to this podcast and discover even more great podcasts now on the All Indiana Podcast Network at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.